Well, hello, America East fans, Seawolves fans. I'm Dani Klupenger, and I'm excited because I'm joined by Stony Brook Seawolves head coach Caroline McCombs. And coach, first of all, thanks for your time. And I also hope you understand how cool this is for me to be able to talk about my alma mater. So I really appreciate you jumping on this call.
Thank you. Yes, it's always awesome to talk to you and to talk to you wearing that red. It's Stony Brook red.
I know I did this just for you. In fact, I actually have my jersey hanging up just right off my peripheral vision here as well. So lots of Stony Brook pride in this household. But you guys have been playing so well. One last 4 out of 5, 18 wins already on the season. But you're actually one of the most tenured coaches in this conference, which is really different for someone like me that played at Stony Brook with a lot of turnover. But what have you learned in your 5 seasons so far in this conference? What have you learned about the conference?
Yeah, I've really learned a lot. Having come in, being a rookie head coach, learned a lot from the veteran coaches that had been in the league. So, as we've had some turnover, just a lot of coaching changes, it's just a great league. It's a great opportunity. You get to coach, outstanding student athletes. So I've just really just been a part of something special, watching this league continue to grow over the 5 years I've been a part of it.
Well, what's been really cool about watching your guys' success is that you had a really tough non-conference schedule. It was very different. How have you seen like a win over Penn State sort of play dividends down the road in this actual regular season?
Yeah, I think that was, obviously an awesome experience, for our players to go on the road and compete at a high level, and to come out with a win. I think we've just sort of tried to take things, game by game. We were 100% at full strength, at that time, having played through some injuries and things like that, having had different players step up as the season progresses. I think, that's been really important for us in just growing together.
But to your point, your roster seems very balanced. How has this team sort of come together through things like injuries that naturally happen throughout the season?
Yeah, I think, it's just an opportunity, for the next player to step up when somebody is injured. And so we've really taken that in stride. I think our players have really committed to doing some individual player development with our assistant coaches, which has been, paramount to us being able to, sub different players in and not lose anything, when we do that.
Well, what's cool about that is that you guys actually rank ninth in the nation in assists, which means you share the basketball. That means you have a bunch of different weapons on your team. Is that something you stress? Is that extra pass in practice?
I think we tried to do that. Obviously, you love sharing the basketball, making that extra pass. We have a special player on our team in Shorty Johnson who is really just instrumental in getting that started for us. And so it starts with your point guard, and she obviously can score the ball, but she really does a great job sharing the basketball, getting everybody involved on our team. And I feel like that's contagious.
I'm glad you brought her up because I wanted to talk about her. Shorty Johnson averaging 8 assists per game. Talk to me a little bit about what that recruiting process was like for her out of Monroe College.
Yeah, we were really late kind of getting in the game with her, decided we wanted to find another point guard. And so, yeah, she happened to be down the road. She was, a smaller kid. I had gone out earlier in the year and seen her. We really weren't looking at that position. We circled back around and, went back and started targeting her and seeing her more, talking to her more, brought her up on campus for an official visit and, fell in love with her from then on out.
What is it? I know you talked about her a little bit, her presence on the court, just distributing basketball, but what about off the court and the way that she interacts with her teammates? What makes her such a great point guard and an overall player?
Yeah, she's been playing the game for such a long period of time. Those aren't things that you learn when you get to college. Those are things that you've done in probably third grade and in the park. And so she loves to play. She's always in the gym shooting. She's a great teammate. She loves her teammates. She's always trying to, find ways to connect and care for them. And that's really been a big part of building this program is having those players connect with each other.
I got a chance to watch you guys play last year in the tournament. Went home a little earlier, I think, than anybody wanted, but you only had one senior on that team. How were you able to carry that momentum from last season, a very good season, into this season?
Yeah, I think that's, again, been a big part of our growth is just having graduated one player and having a lot of new players last year and just building that foundation. And so really kind of understanding that we didn't want to bow out that early. That happened, learning from that experience. It's always been about a process for us. So just committing to that process of getting better every day. And our playing team has really bought into that.
And is that sort of your theme for this final home stretch of the season? Now, Christmas break's over, everybody's back on campus, you're a little bit more into the flow of things, but it's also the tail end important part to secure that home court advantage once the tournament rolls around. What are sort of the themes that you're kind of spreading out to the team right now to make sure that they understand how important and crucial the end of the season is?
Yeah, well, for us, it's always been about pounding the stone, and that's something that we talked about. We developed that mindset last year, so no matter what's going on, good, bad, win, loss, we're just going to continue to pound that stone, and so that's been our mindset. Obviously, we know we're going to be on the road here in the month of February. That's a time for us to spend more time together to connect, and so we're just going to take it as it is. I think we like being on the road, so we're excited about that opportunity for us.